Hi guys, SGT here, and I'm very happy to have on the phone Gary, one of my subscribers. He's a serial entrepreneur and a retired electrical engineer who worked to some degree with the Atomic Energy Commission on some pretty dramatic projects, and he is very knowledgeable about silver manipulation, and the physical lack of silver on the planet. So Gary, thanks for joining us and welcome.
I'm very pleased to be on the program.
You say that those who hold physical gold and silver will be among the 0.01% of people on Earth who will not be serfs to the elite. I tend to agree with you on that. Could you please elaborate?
At some point in time, those who have assets that are tangible, they could be silver, it could be anything, as opposed to paper, that all paper throughout history, fiat currency, has eventually gone to zero. You can't name a currency, even 400 years old, that's worth anything today, other than numismatic or coin collector value. It eventually goes to zero.
How can you quantify for our viewers how rare the investor is who owns physical silver and or physical gold? In my latest video, I pointed out that in a country of 300 million plus people, with only 600 million estimated ounces of physical silver available, that equates to 2 ounces per American and 0 ounces for the rest of the 5.5 billion people on the planet. Can you leave us with some wisdom as it relates to investing in physical?
That's very true. The amount of physical silver that's out there, if you equate it across all of the 6 billion people on the planet, and you take not just the silver that's mined by the United States, and the United States is number 8 on the list of countries. The largest country is Peru. We're number 8 at 40. Peru is 123 million ounces. But the entire amount as of last year was 709 million ounces. Sounds like a lot, but it really isn't. If you add it all up, it's a very, very small amount. It's not. If you add up all the uses that the various industries have in mind for silver, everything from electric cars to pharmaceutical to you name it, there's not 10% of the amount of silver that the world will need in the year 2020, and we're already using it up. As I've told many people, you don't know how deep a well is until you see the bottom of it. Well, when it comes to silver, I think we're very close to the bottom of the well, but we won't know that until we actually start to see it.
Let's talk a little bit about the lack of physical silver on the planet.
Yes, in fact, the security and military aspects of silver, and it's my belief that sometime in the coming year, most people don't like to hear it, but the government may very well restrict the sale of silver and our gold. Gold will just go along with the ride. Restrict the sale of silver to the public. The amount of silver above ground on the planet has dropped 90% since the year 1990. And that's strictly been because it hasn't been recycled. Gold is almost entirely recycled. Silver is almost never recycled. It's too expensive to do. Recycling, even the easiest recycling, easily costs $50 an ounce for any type of metal. And, of course, silver is nowhere close to that price, so it's always cheaper just to buy new silver.
The U.S. Geological Survey actually released a report not that long ago suggesting that silver may be the first element on the periodic table of elements to actually run out.
Well, I've read that, and in one of my later YouTube videos that your listeners can look up, I say exactly that.
Can you talk a little bit about the paper manipulation of silver and how folks that may think that they are invested in precious metals may be misinformed and extremely disappointed if those ETFs collapse?
When you add up all the numbers, the ETFs, people buying ETFs, supposedly iShares or whoever the company is that sells the ETFs is supposed to go out and buy an ounce of silver and put it in a vault. And when you add up all the numbers, there just isn't that much silver above ground to be able to do it.
Yeah, I think that there is a lot of quantifiable evidence supporting what you're saying, too, coming out of Scotiabank. You've got stories like Harvey Organ and his son Lenny visiting the vault to try to see their physical metals in person and being shocked at the complete lack of metals on site. The same is true with Aman Patel and his mother, who tried to take physical delivery of silver at Scotiabank. And
that's true.
And were literally put through hell trying to secure those metals.
Yeah, there have been people trying to take delivery from COMEX and running into a brick wall.
Yes. I know that you believe that we're fast approaching a last chance for people to protect themselves financially and physically. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yes, certainly. My personal feeling is that silver and gold and so forth should be a long-term store of wealth. My personal belief is that you should protect yourself because you can't. It's been said to me many times, you can't eat silver and you can't eat gold. If a time comes of crisis, silver and gold, at least at the first, is going to be worth nothing at all to somebody who is starving. They want food and they want water.
That's true, but you can't pay off your mortgage with food, can you?
No, that's very true. You have to have both.
Let me ask you this. Why do you think the average American is still unable to see or understand what is happening to their country?
I asked myself that question many times. I think it's just been going along so well for so long. They're deceiving themselves, perhaps on purpose. But it's just easier to just continue their lives and not think about the unthinkable. Thinking the unthinkable is always difficult to do.
This concludes Part 1 of Conversations 1.0, and please don't miss Part 2. Click here.